that came here today. It's my feeling that as members of the SOU community, it's by attending meetings like these that we exercise our civic duties. So big kudos on that one. I'd also like to point out, however, that I don't think we can come up with a cohesive organic plan by attacking the current plan. I think the only way to do that is to come up with an alternative. And to that end, there's a grassroots student organization that's forming, will be having meetings and looking at strategic alternatives. Which leads me to my question for the president: what sort of leeway, what degree of leeway do we have in crafting or creating alternatives to the current provisional plan?
Well, the way I'm envisioning this right now is that we have to be done with the comment period, and then we have to have a final budget plan by March 5th. However, that is truly a budget plan, not a plan for all the things that need to get planned in this university. And so I would say that, we're over the next year and a half, we should be looking at curriculum and how to build all sorts of programs that need to be built and structured. So I would say if there are groups on campus, I know there are faculty groups that are thinking about different approaches, and I welcome that. I'm delighted that there are student groups, and we just need to start bringing those plans together. We're going to lay out some kind of curricular strategic planning process as we get through this. Right now we're very focused on the budget plan, but that is not the end. And then we'll start pulling together curricular planning groups and, again, work with faculty, deans, etc., to put all of our best thinking together. So it's something we need to start doing, but it's not something we need to do in the next 2 weeks, if that's the answer, if that answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. First off, I want to thank you so much for having these meetings. It's been, I know you jumped into a hard situation here, so I want to commend you for that.
Thank you, and I'm glad people have turned out here.
I'm with that group that you was talking about. We've been doing a little number crunching from your site. It's been very helpful. But I've just been looking at it, and it seems like since 1999, we've lost 3 faculty positions, lost 600 students, but have gained 42 administration positions, or 42 FTEs in administration overall. I understand we're cutting
It's more complicated than that.
Right, I understand it's more complicated than that. We've lost we're cutting $2.5 million from administration out of the $4 million, and that makes sense. We're losing $1.5 million will probably have to come from faculty, which I can deal with. We're losing 24 faculty, 12 of which are vacant. So so we're not filling positions where people have left. But the other 12 positions are actual teachers that are great teachers. All of them have
well, we don't know who they are yet.
We don't know, but I mean, you can assume they're pretty good. And for example, in the geology department, we know who they probably will be. Have we done? My question is have we done everything we can to look at the administration side and see if we can cut administration costs? For example, business services, we have more than $50,000. It's a rate from $50,000 to $70,000. That's minus the benefits. So I would think if you could scale back business services, and I'm not completely knowledgeable of all this, I'm ignorant, but have we looked at maybe scaling back 3 business services jobs to save 3 faculty or 4 faculty, or even 5 after the benefits?
Well, and I could certainly ask our Vice President for Finance and Administration to speak, but the simple answer is yes. The first cut that we went through, the 3 non-academic vice presidents rethought their areas extensively. And there are a lot of services that you don't even know about, truly, that are there in our infrastructure that you can't see. And a lot of those are being rethought, restructured, eliminated. There's been a whole lot of pain in the business area and in student affairs. I mean, that first cut was extensive.
Right.
So certainly Jim Main can say a few words, but I would say this has been an incredibly thoughtful process.
Yeah, I understand that all the easy easy cuts
right.
have already been made, and it's more complicated now. But it just seems like a question of like salaries. Like when I look at the salaries of the administration, they are so high. It seems like we could have a voluntary, like, if you make $100,000 or more, could you donate $3,000 or $4,000 to the university to give back, to be able to keep these faculty positions?
Well,
Something of that
that's a complicated issue. In general, again, making large generalizations, our salaries across the board are not very good in Oregon. So in order to compete for faculty and for administrators, you have to have a reasonable salary level, and we're just barely there.
No,
but